Hello everyone, I'm Justin, and for today's video, we're taking a look at the Winter 2025 anime season. We'll be checking which animes I think I'll be watching, which animes I think are good, and which are bad. So yeah, before we begin, I just want to say sorry for not updating any videos recently. I've been going through a lot of things, so I hope that in the next few weeks I will be able to post a few more videos that I would like to make. So yeah, with that said, let's start with the video. Okay, first we have Solo Leveling Season 2, Arise from the Shadow. Okay, so what can I say? I already watched the first season. I have to say that the first season felt a bit slow. Um, there were a few good fight scenes, but aside from that, I wasn't that impressed. I heard the story was really good, so I was a bit disappointed. But I do have to say that the ending of the first season kind of set it up really interestingly, and I'm kind of waiting to see if the second season develops more into that, especially because the main guy already got his shadows. So yeah, I want to see what happens with that and how it develops because I'm really expecting it to be really interesting. So yeah, I'll be watching it for sure, but I'll be a bit cautious because first season kind of disappointed me a bit, but it was still good. Then we have the 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You, Season 2. What can I say? The first season, amazing. I loved it. It was just what I wanted, just a fun rom-com that was more into the fun side, and the main guy was just the perfect example of a giga chat that doesn't settle with one girlfriend. He has to have a lot of girlfriends, and all the girlfriends love him. And yeah, it was really good, really funny. I really enjoyed it, and already went ahead of what I already read in the manga. So no, wait. I think I have read a bit further into this, probably with the cousin. But yeah, I think aside from that, I think I'm not that far ahead in the manga anymore. But I heard there is a really funny panel where the whole panel is just him talking, and I'm kind of expecting to see how they move that into the anime. So yeah, I heard of that and I'm interested to see where it goes. But yeah, for sure I'll be watching it. It's a really interesting show, and if you haven't watched the first season, I really recommend it to you. Next, we have the second season of Apothecary Diaries. Yeah, this is a really good show. This is basically House MD with Sherlock Holmes in China. So yeah, if you're into that kind of like detective medical show with the struggles of China, but it's not really China. So yeah, it is a really good show. I thought it was really interesting. I'm usually not that into period dramas, but this one was extremely good, and I really enjoyed the first season. So yeah, if you like the first season, I'm sure you will be watching the second one. And if you haven't watched it, I really recommend it to you. It was a really interesting show, and it did exactly what it had to do well. And yeah, what can I say? It was a really good show. Next, we have Sakamoto Days. So yeah, this is another one that I have already read the manga. I have read up until they go to the facility where they have like the enhanced people, and then they meet the old assassins that were friends of the main guy. So yeah, if you haven't heard of this one, it's a really fun story about how the best assassin in the world one day meets his wife and decides to marry and settle and have children. So he lets loose and becomes fat, but he still has the abilities of being a hitman. So with that, like some struggles come his way, like some people come to him because he used to be the best assassin, and yeah, a lot of things happen, and he's just basically a chill guy that just wants to take it slow, but a lot of trouble comes his way. And a lot of the story here comes from the other characters, especially the blonde guy that's kind of like his assistant or like trainee, because the main guy basically doesn't talk. He's just like there, but he has like strong hitman abilities, and just a lot happens in his life. But yeah, it's a really fun, interesting show. It had some good action scenes, so yeah, I can't wait to see how it gets adapted into an anime. Next, we have Dr. Stone Science Future. So I think this is going to be the last season of Doctor Stone. It says it's going to be split into three parts. So yeah, if this is the last season, I can just wait for it to finish. I think the what was it, the third season, the first core of the third season felt a bit slow for me. I didn't like when they moved into the island and it was kind of boring. Then it kind of picked up again. I think for me the first season, the two cores of the first season, and even still the arc where they are building the ship were still interesting. But yeah, the third season felt a bit slower. But if this is the last one, I can just keep watching it, just power it through, and I kind of want to know what happens because I guess they are going into space now. Probably, I think they were going to the moon, so I kind of want to see how they do that and how they fix everything. It will be interesting because I have no idea what happens in the manga. So yeah, I will be watching this one, and if you haven't watched the other seasons, I don't think you will be watching it. But if you have, I'm pretty sure you will be watching it because it is a pretty good show. And the science in this one is really interesting. Next, we have the special of the quintessential quintuplets. I don't have too much to say for this. This is, I think it is just a continuation of the original story. I think this is just like extra. We already know who won. The one that I wanted to win didn't want, so whatever. But yeah, I probably this will be just a side story, some fan service for the audience. Next one, finally one that I haven't heard of. So I'm getting married to a girl I hate in my class. Arch nemesis Hojo Saito and Sakurami Akane are notorious across their high school for their bitter rivalry. Every day is a new battleground, filled with constant bickering and fiery clashes. But everything changes when Saito, domineering grandfather, delivers a shocking ultimatum: marry his rival or lose the family business to the dog. Reluctantly, Saito agrees, and to his surprise, so does Akane. Now the two must navigate life as an elderly couple, sharing a house, meals, and even bed, without tearing each other apart. Can they keep their embarrassing marriage a secret from their classmates? And what could have possibly motivated Akane to agree to the arrangement in the first place? I don't know. I feel like this trope of them getting married but hiding it to the school has already been done before. Even just not even getting married, just like people living together. I can think of like right now the Blue Box anime, and even before what was the less than a couple but more than married or something, like less than married or more but more than a couple, something like that. Yeah, I think those have already tackled into this. I'm not sure how it's going to develop. I'm not that interested in this type of stories, but if it's a good rom-com, I will give it a try. I don't expect too much, as I said, but it could be good, and especially because it's so popular, maybe the manga, the light novel readers will know what it is about, and maybe they are interested in it. So I'll give it a try, but I don't expect too much. Next, we have My Happy Marriage Season 2. I watched the first season. I thought it was good. I really like the art style. I think the story was good, but as I said, I like this era where it's not too period drama, but it's still not into like the full already modern era Japan. I like this type of era. I think it was good. I didn't like how some of the developments happened. I wish it was more Roman side instead of like going into the supernatural things, but it was still good. I think second season will still be good and I will be watching it, but I understand if people are not that interested into it. Next we have season 2 of Unnamed Memory. I think I watched the first season and I was a bit disappointed. I thought the premise was interesting about how prince and later a king of a kingdom marries the witch that helps him overcome his curse to not be able to bear children. I liked that side of the romance, but then I wasn't really that into like the politics and the issues with the different witches and all that story, and especially the backstory of the witch was kind of like meh to me. I don't know where this is going for the second season, but I'm already a bit disappointed. I think I will be watching it just to continue the story, but yeah, as I said, like, I don't think this would be remembered. I think it's pretty mid and not that good. Next, we have possibly the greatest alchemist of all time. Not even a hero. Takumi Inuma gets accidentally mixed in a group of heroes chosen to summon to another world. As compensation for the mix-up, a goddess offers him the right to choose any skill he wishes for. Hoping for a peaceful and quiet life that has nothing to do with fighting or going into battle, he chooses a seemingly boring creation skill. However, it turns out to be alchemy, its most powerful skill that allows him to create everything from a holy sword to flying ships. This cheat skill unexpectedly acquired turns him into a wealthy merchant and makes him undefeatable in battles. A heartwarming adventure story about possibly the most powerful alchemist in another world. Okay, I think we have seen this type of stories where like the main guy is like transported even though he wasn't wanted to be transported, and he gets OP abilities even though he thinks they are not OP at the beginning. What I can think of right now is the Loner in Another World, and I'm sure there's a lot of other animes that have already done this. Um, so kind of like even one of the animes that I already made a video, the making potions in another world. So yeah, I don't think this will be too interesting. I think even the art of the girls kind of look mid, and it will look like it will be just a harem anime. But I don't know. I'll give it a 3 episodes, but yeah, I don't think it will be that good. Next, we have I may be a guild receptionist, but I will solo any boss to clock out in time. I have heard a bit of this one. I think the premise is good, but let's see what the synopsis says. Alina Clover signed up to be a receptionist for the Adventurers Guild, thinking it will be her ticket to a good life. Unfortunately, her dream gig turns into an overtime nightmare whenever the adventurers get stuck clearing a dungeon. To save herself from a mountain of paperwork, Alina takes to besting down the monsters herself to solve the problem. Now she just needs to keep her activities a secret. Okay, I like this premise. I think the idea of like the girl receptionist just wanted to like go home early, so she decides to destroy all the villains and all the monsters. I think it's an interesting premise. I think it all depends on delivery and how they successfully manage the story, because it could really go into a really unique story, or it could just be a boring story about an OP girl that just kills monsters and goes home and tries to hide her abilities, but everybody knows about it. So it could go both ways. I hope it goes into the more unique, interesting way. Next, we have Welcome to Japan, Miss Elf. Kazuhiro Kitase's only hobby is sleeping. Ever since he was young, he would enter into a wondrous world within his dreams and go on thrilling adventures. One day, he goes into an adventure with an elf girl he becomes friends with in his dream world. But it's put to an abrupt halt when they both get scorched with a dragon's breath. As he wakes up from his dream, he notices a familiar figure sleeping next to him, the elf girl from his dreams. Join Kazuhiro on his new adventures through Japan with Miss Elf. Okay, again, I think the use of like elves living in real Japan has already been done. I'm pretty sure there was an anime about a priestess that was an elf. But yeah, I think this looks cute. If it's just about the romance between the two guys, and it's kind of like a slice of life about showing the life in Japan to an elf girl, it could be interesting, because the previous one that I remember, it was more about like the elf girl was kind of bored with her life. But if this one is just about showing about Japan and like making like somebody kind of like feel like the foreigner coming to Japan and showing the world, it would be interesting to see. So yeah, I think we'll be giving it a try, and it could be interesting depending on how it goes. Next, we have Medaka Kuraiwa is in Previous to My Charms. Okay, guys. The only reason I ever heard of this one is because I just heard that Whole Life Girls are going to do the opening for this anime. So yeah, that's the only thing. I will be watching it just because of that, but let's see what the opening says. Let's see what the synopsis says. Muna is the cutest girl in high school, and she knows it. In fact, she has everyone wrapped around her fingers. Everyone, that is, except Maraka Kuroiwa, a recent transfer student. Determined to win him over and solidify her reign in as an unchallenged queen bee, Monica rolls out the red captor for her newest would-be subject, only for the stone-cold stoic to glare her down at every turn. Just how far would she go to prove her charms are truly irresistible and win over the last unclaimed heart in school? And why is it that her chest keeps getting tighter the harder he proves to conquer? So yeah, from what I heard, it's like the main guy is a monk and he's trying like to not date anyone, and the girl is trying like to make him fall in love with him just because like she wants everybody to love him. But then she starts to fall in love with him, and the guy is like trying to be stoic because he wants to be a monk, but he's also falling in love with her. I think that's a cute story. Depending on how it goes. Again, it could be just generic or more into like romance side. I would like to see a full romance story, but I think it will just be the typical rom-com where it's like nobody knows their each other feelings. But yeah, as I said, I'm just watching because of the Hololive song. Next, we have a Bogus Skill Fruit Master. About the time I became able to eat unlimited numbers of skill fruits that kill you. In a world where eating skill fruits grants special powers, Light, a boy who seeks to become the world's greatest adventurer, obtains the Fruit Master skill, a bogus skill specializing in fruit cultivation that is completely useless in combat. Eating a second skill fruit results in death, so there are no do-overs. Meanwhile, his childhood friend Rena, who promised to become an adventurer with him, achieves S rank in record time, and the gap between them widens. Light spends his days farming and training with a sword, but one day he accidentally eats a second skill fruit. What? Why am I not dying? Light avoids certain death and learns the incredible true power of Fruit Master. He can eat as many skill fruit as he wants. His overpowered ability allows him to gain the ability every time he eats one, for an unlimited number of times. The worst skill ever is actually the best skill ever. Guys, how many times have you heard that last sentence? So yeah, this looks pretty generic. Just like I will get as many abilities as he can and just have fun. Whatever. I don't think I will be watching this one. This looks super generic and kind of boring. So yeah, I don't expect it to be good. Next one. Beheneko. The elf girl's cat is secretly a S-ranked monster? I think I have heard of this one. A proud knight slain in battle finds himself alive once more, reincarnated in the body of a fearsome behemoth. As if he wasn't confused enough by his turn of events, apparently behemoth cubs look exactly like adorable kittens. Even if the rest of the world sees him as a soft and cuddly, he has the honor of a noble warrior and the strength of an unstoppable S-rank monster, both of which will be put to test as he fights to protect the beautiful elf who has taken him as her pet. Okay, this looks cute. I think I'll be watching. It has a bit of the ecchi tag, so yeah, you know I'll be watching. So yeah, I think I'll be watching this one for sure, just because of the premise and because it has the ecchi tag. So yeah. Next we have, I'm a novel on the brink of ruin, so I might as well try mastering magic. Okay, another generic one. Let's see. While innocently enjoying himself after work, one man's life changes forever. He wakes in the body of Liam Hamilton, the youngest son of a noble house on the brink of collapse. Amid the chaos, Liam realizes he finally has time to learn and practice magic. Once he begins, it takes his life for an even bigger turn. Can Liam master magic and save his noble family? The aristocratic fantasy begins. Yeah, I think I have heard at least 4 animes that are exactly the same premise, so it's a skip for me. Next, we have, even given the wordless appraisal skills, I'm actually the strongest. Another weak to strong anime. Okay. Ain has been saddled with the job of appraiser, the weakest and least fortunate of all the jobs one can be born with, as the only power it grants is the ability to appraise things. Treated crudely by all the reduced to a litter collector by his peers, Ain has grown to hate himself and live his days in a spineless self-abasement. But when he meets Yuri, the spirit of the World Tree, and her protector Ursula the Sage, Ain's fate takes a drastic turn. With the gift of the Spirit Eye from Yuri and the help of Ursula in learning how to use it, Ain grows stronger and stronger, until he is ready to take Yuri on her long-desired journey to meet her World Tree sisters. He goes on to overcome all sorts of challenges, armed with natural kindness and his newfound courage. Yeah, pretty generic, skip for me. Next we have Fate's Strange Fake. Okay, I already watched the OVA. It was super good. You know that when it's Fate, it's going to be good. I see this is not made by Ufotable. This one A1 Pictures. I think the original, the OVA was also by A1 Pictures. But yeah, even then the animation was incredibly good. And yeah, Fate is always good with animation. It's always a great story. So yeah, I'll be watching it for sure. Next we have, I left my A-rank parry to help my former students reach the dungeon depths. Oof, okay, this could be good or bad. Let's see what it says. Yuk, a red mage, angrily declares that he's leaving Thunderpike, the A-rank party he's been with for 5 years, because he's fed up with being insulted and ridiculed by the other members. While searching for a new party, he runs into his former students Maria, Silk, and Rain, and declares to join their party. Clover. Encouraged by their admiration of him as a teacher, Yuk lets them in completing the several quests that show off his own extraordinary magic and skills while bringing out the girls' abilities to their fullest. Then, through an adventure broadcast by an artifact known as the Camelot, Clover becomes well known throughout society. The party dreams is to conquer Achromatic Darkness, the most challenging dungeon of all. But as they take on their dungeon in hopes of eventually achieving that goal, they gradually become entangled into chaos that threatens the whole world. Okay, again, this could be good or bad. I think I've seen a few animes that are kind of similar. Even now, like the weakest healer was the strongest, or um the the talker with the weakest skills could be similar to this. I will need to see to be sure, but we will see. I don't know. I don't expect too much, but I will at least give the opportunity. Okay, next we have Headhunted to Another World, from Salaryman to Big Four. The 4 heavenly knights of the Demon King's army reign over the certain alternative world, and the one chosen as the fourth of them is none other than an ordinary salaryman, Uchimura Denosuke. After being headhunted by the Demon King's army, Uchimura is welcomed into a director-level position, but business in the Demon King's army is one of life-or-death missions after another. Since Uchimura has no particular powers, he must tackle every challenge he faces into this new world using experience and knowledge of a salaryman. This career change Isekai Tale is for all the working folks out there. Okay, this feels unique. I like this. It's like bringing the Japanese salaryman into another world. That could be interesting, especially if they bring all the bureaucracy. That could be fun to watch. We will see, but yeah, I think this is unique and I want to give it a try. I think I would at least give it 3 episodes. Next, we have Ubelt Blatt. I think I've heard of this one. This is the dark fantasy, right? So yeah, is this the one where the like heroes get betrayed or something like that? Let me see. Rumors stirs throughout the land when the wielder of the black sword draws his dark blade. All who stand in his path are torn asunder. Coincel, the mysterious young boy who carries the black sword, undeniably wields it with exceptional skill, but can he truly be responsible for the bloody rumors? Pursued by traitorous lances, 4 powerful warriors who were thought to have been defeated by the 7 heroes, the strength of the young swordsman will be tested to his limit. At battle's end, only the shocking truth of Coincel, a quest will stand above the corpus of his enemies, an epic fantasy of the grandest of scales. Okay, yeah, I heard of this one. This is about how a group of heroes are sent to kill the Demon King, and then some of them die, but then 7 of them just run, and 4 of them kill the Demon King. But when they kill the Demon King, the 7 other heroes betray them and kill them, but one of them survives and is now trying to kill the 7 heroes to act as revenge. So yeah, I heard a lot of this, a lot of good things about this one, and I for sure will be watching it. I think it is recommended for anybody that is interested in this. So yeah, I'll be watching it for sure. If you like dark fantasy, this is for you. Okay, next we have Honey Lemon Soda. I heard another good things about this one, so let's see what it says. In middle school, Uka Ishimori was nicknamed Stone. In order to change herself, she enrolled in Hachimatsu High School, known for its culture of student liberty. Seated in the desk next to her in the same class is Kai Miura, a coolly freewheeling boy with lemon-colored hair. In truth, Uka met Kai once in middle school and decided to attend Hachimitsu based on a single word he said to her. To Uka, the popular Kai is a distant presence. Yet somehow Kai starts to look after her. With Kai encouraging her, Uka gradually begins to fit with her classmates. But Uka's world is gradually changing with Kai's presence. Now, I'm at the center of the endlessly spreading light. Okay, this gives me the vibe of Skip and Loafer. I heard some good things about this one, so I want to give it a try. I think this could be really good. I really like these romance school vibes that is kind of like more about coming of age and like learning, growing as a person rather than just the story and having just romance as it is. So yeah, I'll be giving this one a try and I hope it turns out to be good. Next, we have the daily life of a middle-aged online shopper in another world. Keiichi, a single man who is almost 40, is suddenly transformed to another world as he navigates his way through the dangerous forest of the world. He realizes that he can use a huge online shopping site. Keiichi aims to use his cheat ability to live a slow life in another world. Wait, is this the guy that could the cooking in another world using the Amazon shopping? But this looks like it's not about cooking. This is just about the guy using his shopping abilities to get friends and like become powerful, I guess. Okay, this has been done before, but I guess it will be different because it's not going to be a cooking show. So yeah, I'm interested to see how it goes. It could be good, it could be bad. It has ecchi, so I'm watching it. But yeah, I mean, I'll give it 3 episodes at least. Okay, next we have the Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world. Okay, I have heard of this one. This is kind of using the Power Rangers into another world. So let's see what it says. Asagaki Togo was the Red Ranger in a heroic ranger squad. During their final battle against the ultimate evil organization, he suffers a crashing defeat and resigns himself to death. That is, until he finds himself reborn in an entirely different world. Embracing his new role as an adventurer, he transforms into Kizuna Red and continues his pursuit of justice, helping those in need. Enjoy his heroic tale of a ranger becoming the protector of another world. Okay, this will be kind of funny because I don't think we have seen this ever before using like the Power Rangers style transferred into another world. I think the closest thing would be like the Tsuki Moonlight Goddess or something, Tsukihime or something like that. The guy that has a dragon and a spider, and he and the second season he becomes kind of like a Power Ranger. But aside from that, I don't think I've seen it before. So yeah, I think it will be interesting. I'll be watching it for sure. Next, we have Grisaya Phantom Trigger. Okay, I have watched all of Grisaya animations, so yeah, I think this takes into like the story after, like not the original, but let's see what it says. What was once Mihama's Academy, a sanctuary for young girls, has now been transferred into SWORD, Special Organization for Research and Development, training school dedicated for furthering talents for national defense. Ren and Maki specialize in firearms. Yeah, this is going to be a continuation of the original story. Together they take on cases too complex for the police to self-defense, repeatedly facing dangerous missions. That is the story of these young girls, painted in blood and gunpowder. So yeah, I love the original Grisaya Phantom Trigger. I think it was Grisaya Phantom Labyrinth or something like that. But yeah, I love the original one. I will be watching this one just because of that. I don't know if it will be similar to it. From what I remember, the OVAs I watched that were continuation to it were more focused into like the fighting instead of like the romance. So yeah, we'll see. But I really like the original story. The original main guy was super good. So we will see. I will give it a try. Next, we have the second season of Ishura. I really liked the first season. I think it was just like good old, just fighting story, and it was more on the seinen side, which is something that I enjoyed. I kind of wish they would have fighted more because it was just the tell the story of the guy, then fight, tell the story of one guy, and then fight, and kind of felt a bit into a formulaic story. It looks like at the end of the first season, it was kind of like evolving into something else. So hopefully they develop that into the second season. So yeah. Next one, from bureaucrat to villainess, that's been reincarnated. Okay, there's no synopsis for this one, but I heard it's about an old dude that becomes a villainess. That's the only thing that I know. It looks really funny. I'll be watching it for sure. And yeah, I love villainous animes, and this is for me. Next, we have Senshu. Okay, I don't even want to read the synopsis because I know this is about an anime, about creating an anime, something like that. So I want to go into it blind. I have seen a few of the trailers and it looks super good, so I know I'm for sure watching it. And lastly, we have Medalist. This is another one that I have read the manga. I didn't read too far. I think I only read 1 or 2 volumes. But yeah, this is so good. This is the story of a girl that wants to become skates an ice skater, professional ice skater, and she's been told that she's too old for that, even though like even her parents don't believe in her. And then this guy that was also too old to start, and he couldn't become an Olympic medalist for ice skating, decides to train her because he sees her passion and he starts to see her growth. And it's so touching, so amazing. I still remember that scene where the girl finally wins wins a tournament and she's like crying with happiness and he's like hugging the guy, and I just like it just felt so good watching her fulfill her dreams. Like it brings tears to my eyes. It's a really touching story. I'm sure I'll be crying it when I watch it into an animation. And yeah, I can't wait for it to come out. This is one that I will be for sure watching. And yeah, this is all the animes for the winter 2025 anime season. What do you guys think? Which is your favorite anime that you are going to be watching? I know for sure there's a lot of really good ones here. Medalist is one that I'm waiting to watch. I really liked. And yeah, I mean, Sakamoto Days is also a really good one that I kind of like just want to see how they animate the fight scenes. But yeah, I really liked it, and I think this season will be really interesting. There will be a lot of things to watch. So please let me know in the comments what will you be watching. If you think I skipped something and that you recommend me that I should watch, please let me know in the comments below. And yeah, this has been really interesting. And until then, I will be see you guys next time.